Dear students, today we are going to continue computer subject and lesson number 1, computer generation. So on page number 3.4 we are going to continue, that is the era. That is the very large scale integration era. Short form in the bracket it is given VLSI, very large scale integration era. So era is not counted, only this 4 letter VLSI. So here after the invention of ICS, that is, it is already we did in the last class, that is integrated circuit, scientists started packing more and more transistors in the same space. Now millions of transistors are being packed in a very small chip. This technology is called VLSI technology. In short, we can say millions of transistors were packed in a small chip, and this technology is known as VLSI technology. Here is a short picture given in the your textbook, page number 3. First it was like this, and then the millions of, here you can see millions of transistors are arranged in this. Okay, so this is the picture. And now VLSI technology came into existence around 1972. So in 1972 use of this transistor became more useful. Modern computers are using VLSI chips in their designs. So modern computer also use VLSI chips to more and more better design work. Now generations of computer. Computer generations are directly related to the era of electronic development because computers were made using the electronic device of that era. And here are the few following. Here it is given in the points, generations of computer. Names are given. So here we are going to look in the short picture also given and in short description also given. So first one you can see vacuum tube, started computer from this vacuum tube, and this is the room which occupies more space, one computer you can say. So here are the few points. See, first generation computers were voluminized in size. They made use of vacuum tubes. So here are the few names of computer they used this vacuum tube. ENIAC, ETSEC and UNIVAC are the example of first generation computers. Following were the main drawbacks of first generation computers. Now while using the first generation computer, what the problems we face, we can't say that problems, but few problems in such a way that it takes so many space also and generate heat also, and in comparison of nowadays computer, it occupies very less space and not harmful, that it generates lots of heat also, and it can be, for example, laptop and palm top can be carried from one place to another also. So here are the few points. Their size was very large, you can see from the picture, and their speed was very slow. Speed was also slow. They generate lot of heat. Heavy air conditioning was required for them, and they were not reliable because of the vacuum tubes. So here it is clear from the points that occupies very large space, slow speed, generate lot of heat. So they need heavy air conditioning was required for them. So we will continue on the next page. So now we will go through the second generation computer. Second generation computer 1955 to 1964. After the vacuum tube, transistor were used in the computer. So in this it was invented in 1948 but started using in the computer in the 1958. They were the smaller and the smallest than the vacuum tube, produce very less heat and consume less power. And here are the few name of the second generation computer. UNIVAC 3, CDC 1400 series, Honeywell, etc. And here are the few characteristics of second generation. Picture is given, occupy very less space, faster than the first generation, and produce less heat, more reliable. And we can say now the third generation, first and second generation. Now the third generation, what are the changes in the third generation? They started using integration. We can say a technology of SSI, small scale integration, we can say, because the third generation computers made use of microchips, and these chips were called ICS, that is integrate circuit. We can see picture of the third generation computer on the page number 5. You can see lot of change from the first and second generation computer. Since ICS was capable of holding many transistors, hence third generation computers were smaller in the size and faster in speed. Few popular third generation computers are IBM 360 series, 370 series, UNIVAC, Hogue 9000 series, etc. Some of them are still in use. So till then, today we are going to do only first, second and third generation. Fourth generation and fifth generation we will continue in the next class. Thank you students. Have a nice day.